Carolina, thank you so much for joining me at LSI in the studio.
It's a pleasure.
Tell me about what you're doing at INBRAIN.
Yeah, so at INBRAIN, we are a health tech company, and we use graphene to decode neural signals into breakthrough medical solutions using a small implant on the brain that has some interfaces that actually read pathological biomarkers and treat them to actually keep those patients restored back to their normal lives.
Why graphene?
Graphene they call it the wonder material for a reason. And it's the thinnest material known to man. It's an atom thick, yet it's 200 times stronger than steel and an excellent conductor, biocompatible. So it seems like the ideal candidate for the revolution in neurotech.
What type of devices are you developing then using graphene, and what are the indications for these devices that
Yeah.
you're looking at?
We have two products. The first one is a very simple one for brain mapping in an acute way. So it's an acute interface for brain mapping where we want to demonstrate the safety, but also the potential of this material in mapping the brain for tumor and epilepsy resections. And then the bigger product, let's say the core product, is this platform that has interfaces on the cortex and then subcortically and joined together in a decoding unit, an intelligent decoding unit that actually does the signal processing to treat different disease areas. We have three indications: Parkinson's disease, epilepsy, but also aphasia, so speech synthesis, more on the brain-computer interface side.
So are you focused on one specific area right now when you're looking at the chronic neurological diseases, let's say Parkinson's disease or epilepsy? Where are you guys focused right now?
In these two, in the first two, which is brain mapping and Parkinson's.
Okay. I noticed that you guys have a partnership with Merck as well. Is this attributed to any of those two products?
No, we have a separate company actually called Nervia Bioelectronics that is a fully owned subsidiary of INBRAIN. And Nervia Bioelectronics, it's in the collaboration with Merck in developing applications for the peripheral nervous system. So at the end, we have one nervous system, central and peripheral. INBRAIN does central. Nervia with Merck does peripheral. But the vision is to connect these two in the future and being able to understand the full nervous system.
It's fascinating. What stage are you guys at right now with your technology?
So on the cortical interface, we're going to first in humans. It's the first time graphene will be placed in the brain of a human being ever. And in parallel, we are developing the Parkinson application, and we are at the preclinical stage.
How long will this device, once implanted into the brain, how long will it be able to function on its own? Will it need to be replaced, or is it going to be in use in perpetuity?
We are looking for a solution that has the longest battery reliability possible. I cannot give you right now a time limit, but it will for sure be more than 10 years, let's say. It's more about, can we take it to 25 or 30? But the idea is that has the least possible replacements, so we increase the comfort for those patients.
Would you consider INBRAIN a BCI company?
Yes, we are. We have BCI technology that is applied to both neuromodulation applications and in the future, as we said, with the speech, to the more brain-computer interface applications. But we thought that we will actually be quite disruptive applying BCI technology into more conservative, or let's say more commercial applications, where the comparison with the legacy is obvious.
So will the device, once implanted, be able to deliver a stimulation to certain regions of the brain and function as a smaller, more efficient next gen, let's say, deep brain stimulation or neurostimulation technology?
Yeah, so that is actually the difference that we bring, or let's say the advantage that we bring. Not only we bring the super high resolution that already BCI it's known for, but we are bidirectional. So reading and writing or recording and stimulating. Usually BCI is actually more on the recording side, but not on the stimulation side for different reasons.
Is there a challenge then in making those two technologies work together?
Which ones?
The BCI, the recording, and then the stimulation?
No, that's why we could offer that right away. Um, and that's the advantage that we have with graphene. Typically, in the brain computer interface world, they use more recording because on the materials that are in that technology, stimulation degrades the material in some cases, of course, not everywhere. But in our case, graphene is very, very stable. So even with very long stimulation cycles, we prove to be as stable as platinum, which is known to be very stable in stimulation. Actually, more stable because platinum does these Faraday reactions that actually degrade the material. So hopefully it would be equal or better.
Is platinum the material that they're using in other BCIs then? Is that how you're distinguishing yourself from your
It's usually
competitors in the...
platinum and iridium, yes.
Okay. I'm just curious how you guys are distinguishing yourself. You know, BCI has become a very hot topic in the industry. There are quite a few companies that have raised a lot of money, including your own. I know that you guys recently received a grant from the EIC. Is that for what you're doing at INBRAIN or at Enervia?
No, Inervia is fully funded by Merck.
Okay.
So everything we raise is for INBRAIN.
Okay.
Yes. And yeah, we were very happy because it was a very competitive process. It was more than 1,100 companies from all sectors. So receiving the maximum amount was also a great honor, let's say, and a big boost in Christmas time.
So that funding from that grant from the EIC then is going to drive your initiatives in the first in human trials that you're looking at doing and other future steps?
Yeah. That is going to make possible the commercialization of the cortical interface and also to keep developing the chronic platform towards another first in human on the Parkinson application.
Certainly, there are a lot of patients out there that have neurological chronic conditions that are going to really benefit from the work that your company and the other companies in the industry are working on bringing to market. Carolina, thank you so much for joining me in the studio.
Thank
It's
you
been a
so
pleasure.
much. Yeah, thanks to LSI and everybody that has been involved in making such a successful conference every time, everywhere.
It's our pleasure to serve you guys.
Thank you.